that I can at this time. As you all may recall, on Saturday, a Ryan Smith, male 26 years of age, was involved in the stabbing of a Houston Police Department K-9 unit. He was arrested and charged in that case. On Sunday, we can tell you that he was bonded out by family members and he was brought back to stay at a location here in the 14,700 block of Carroll Crest. Yesterday morning, family members became concerned because they hadn't heard from the lone occupant, which we believe is Mr. Smith's father, who was staying at the location with him. Family members came to the location. They searched the property. They didn't find anything of immediate concern other than the fact that our decedent had left his cell phone behind, which was uncharacteristic, and they had not been able to reach him. Our missing persons unit and the homicide division investigators became involved. We came out yesterday, met with the family again, conducted another search of the property, again not finding anything immediately. While our officers were on the scene, they noticed the vehicle, which is a pickup truck that belonged to our decedent, showed up on the location down the street with the lights off. Our homicide detectives drove by along with DPS to see if they could get a better look at the vehicle and determine who was driving. Once they got close enough to the vehicle, they confirmed that it was in fact Mr. Smith behind the wheel, and he took off from the location. Now our units were in plain clothes, but they were able to follow him until we could get marked units in to attempt a traffic stop. That led into a pursuit, which concluded in the Memorial Park area where the suspect crashed and evaded on foot. We launched an exhaustive search for him, but he was able to evade capture at that time. With that scene secure and units searching for him, our homicide detectives returned back to the location here to continue their search, and unfortunately, in the early part of this morning, they found our decedent in the garage, dead from what's apparently not natural causes, but he was hidden in a location that made it very difficult for anybody to find him, which is why when the family came by the first time, they probably did not see him. So right now, the Forensic Science Center has come out, the ME's come out. Right now, the charge will be evading arrest for the evading last night. Any further charges will come pending the outcome of an autopsy. Questions?
So just to clarify, after they became concerned about his father, you said the family came first.
Correct.
Did they call police at the time, or were they only notified the second time when
They didn't immediately call the police. We were contacted later. Report was filed, and then our investigators got involved.
Did it appear that there was a struggle in the house?
At the time, there are no apparent signs of an obvious struggle. So nothing out of the ordinary that that would just stand out and say, yeah, there was a struggle here. I keep in mind there was time for anybody to have made any adjustments to the residence, cleaned up any evidence there could have been. So that'll be all part of the investigation.
So there's no apparent place where a homicide took place, or inside the house, in the garage?
That's all part of our investigation, and we always say we push for transparency and to get the information out, but the integrity of our investigation always takes priority. So understand that just some things that I'm not in a place to fully discuss at this time.
Could you tell us where the body was located? Was it inside the house? Was it in the driveway? In the garage?
In the garage.
In the garage. So it's hidden away in the garage.
Correct.
And at this point, we don't know if he was shot or if he was.
At this point, it's too early to tell.
And you said the family was worried about the lone resident of the home, so just to confirm, Ryan Smith didn't live at this place, or did? His exact residence is something we're still determining the facts of, but he was staying here after he was bonded out. Okay, and you said the body was found concealed in the garage. Can you give any more details?
I cannot.
What sort of trauma was on the body?
Can't discuss that right now.
And earlier you said, I want to clarify, was it you all that noticed the phone of the victim there, or
The family members originally couldn't reach him, and then when they got there, the phone was there, which they found to be uncharacteristic.
And is that when they called police, or at this point they still haven't called cops yet?
It was after the fact. The exact time, I don't have the specific time that they called.
So when police were called and you guys detectives came out here to check, you didn't find anything unusual, so that was that until.
Oh, we came out. Our detectives were on the location when they noticed the truck show up, because that was the other thing that was not here. The phone was here and the truck was gone. So they noticed the truck show up, which took their attention away.
So was the truck kind of like sort of creeping over there on the?
It was
down the
parked.
street?
It was parked down the street, exactly where I can't tell you.
And relationship, have you confirmed this is its father?
I'm going to stop at that point because we're still going through the process of making sure that the family is notified. So we'll stop at that point.
But we can say it was his father. I think earlier you said it was his father, so that's what it was.
The family members, yes, but I guess what I'm saying is we're not going to disclose the name at this time.
Is the public in danger? Is this guy dangerous? He's still out there. Obviously, he had a gun in that truck with him. We have no idea where he is.
So,
What's next with that?
given his previous charge and what we're looking at now, I think it goes without saying that he has a tendency for violence. So we've been in contact with other family members that aren't in this area to put them on notice. But yes, I would say that he's considered to be dangerous, certainly.
So if someone sees him, who should they call?
Call HPD Homicide or call Crime Stoppers.
And what are those numbers, sir?
713-308-3600 is homicide.
What was he bonded out for?
He was bonded out for interference with a police service animal and robbery.
Sir, because he's still on the loose, have you guys increased patrols in the Memorial Running Trail area?
We are still actively seeking Mr. Smith out.
Near Memorial Park, where the crash happened, where he was last seen.
There, and DPS has been instrumental. I don't know if you want to add anything to what we're doing here, but they've been a big help in tracking down some leads. And again, remember, there's just some things that we can't discuss at this time about the investigation. Tim, do you have anything you want to add?
I will.
Sure.
My name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, C-R-A-I-G, Cummings, C-U-M-M-I-N-G-S. Texas Department of Public Safety is huge partners with the Houston Police Department. Our thoughts go out to the deceased family today. We were contacted from the Houston Police Department, and our special agents of the Criminal Investigations Division immediately responded out here and began combining our efforts. So we have our Criminal Investigations Division special agents that are here, as well as other assets of the department that are certainly available to the police department so that we can locate this individual and take him safely into custody.
When he fled on foot, was he injured in that crash at all?
Cannot determine if he was injured at this time.
Did he have a weapon? Do you know?
There was a weapon in the vehicle, so whether or not he was armed on foot, can't say.
I don't know if this was clarified or not, but at this point, is this Smith individual a suspect in this homicide, or is he a person of interest? Yeah, what exactly is his role, would you say, or how would you?
The information that I gave you was he was the last person here at the location, and he fled. So he's certainly our person of interest that we want to talk to. And again, there's more investigating to be done, and part of that will be the autopsy done by the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. And from that point, we'll update y'all when we have more information.
Do you guys have a clothing description or a description of him that you can
I do not have it on me. I know that you all released his booking photo over the weekend.
Yeah, it was
So-
posted on HPD Twitter yesterday.
Yeah. So his photo's out there. All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Hey, do you want to talk to
Spoke to my wife.